There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It's Wednesday night, Small Project Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Trying to make sure I get everything going here. Everything's a little out of queue tonight, it seems like. Okay, where's that at? But like I said, I hope everybody's having a good week. And tonight we're going to work on a stainless steel JPL welded bracelet. I need to do up some more stainless steel, titanium, niobium, and I forgot to go back over to that screen. It's been a crazy night getting ready. I was putting off things, and I did get this set up a little bit ago. I normally do my welding a little bit further down my bench here, and the stream, and I was like, well, I can't really move the cameras real easily, so I moved everything down, did a little bit, see how it's going. It is welded. I don't know if we'll actually get done with this tonight or not. I like to normally finish up our projects on Wednesday during the stream, but we'll see how it goes tonight and everything. So we're just going to go ahead and get flipped over here and get to our top camera. And we're just going to go ahead and get started on it. Just kind of, like I said, working a JPL 3. 18 gauge. About the most I'll push with stainless steel in these pliers. Let's see here. We need to in through this one. And I'm trying to double and triple check each time I weave a ring before I weld, because if I weld it and I don't find out till later, I'm going to have to pull it out. And the only way to pull it out is cut it. So yeah, that's the right way. And hopefully my head doesn't get too much into camera tonight. I can stay in camera. We'll see how it goes. Normally I'm using the foot pedal. I actually have it up on my bench here. And down over on the other side I normally just use it there. On the floor with my foot. But over here to do the stream I really couldn't. So like I said, I have to get a little close here to verify everything. But well, I need to actually just move a little closer here. There we go. That's where I had it before the stream. I'm still wanting to slide on it though. There. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, and hopefully I'm not in view. It'll get better once I get more used to it. Like I said, everything's a little different on my setup, so it's a little odd. And hopefully, like I said, my head's not in the screen. And hopefully it's picking up okay. I'm not sure. I've never necessarily tried to do a stream when I was live welding, I guess. So okay, so we went through that, up through these two. Like I said, JPL used to give me a problem for the longest time. I would somehow, even when I wouldn't even put it down, but especially when I'd put it down, I'd pick it back up and I'd start weaving, but I'd end up doing one, I guess it'd end up being 2 lengths of false JPL, and then back into JPL, but reversed. It was a little weird how it ended up happening, and for the longest time I kept doing that, and I've gotten better and better at it through the years finally, but it was one of those that just always seemed to give me a weird issue. Now, I am not wearing goggles. I should, but I am closing my eyes. The goggles for this suck. I will for my lasers if I need to. They're not enclosed, but... And welding shield won't work for this because it's a pulsator, you know, sparkle welder, whatever you want to call it. It does it so quickly, it'd be pointless for my normal welding shield to work. But it is what it is, and you know, and I am using my 50 amp pulse welder, whatever you, sparkle joiner, whatever you want to call it. My 80 watt, I don't know, I used it for a little while, but it was so much more finicky. Same settings wouldn't always work. I always had to, you know, some just odd little things, and so I mean it still works, but I have better overall just quality and everything with my 50 amper, so I've kind of stuck with it. Now, and I'm putting 2 welds on this. I could up the numbers and do it in 1 weld, but it'll put a blowout part in it because of the way it welds. It'll blow out a little part of it, and I'd rather it not do that since it does take longer to do 2 welds, but I've got it set up so basically 1 weld's going halfway through and turn it around, do the other side, get the other half weld, and every metal is different depending on gauge and everything. We're using 18 gauge here. Like I said, I'm pushing my pliers about to the limit for stainless steel, but we're just going to continue to work on it and see how far we get along. Like I said, doing a welded piece is a lot more tedious and whatnot, so getting everything set. But you know, this is the kind of piece that you have to warn people about because it's not going to come apart. It will, you know, the only part of this that will not be welded will be the 1 ring that goes through the lobster clasp. If I use the lobster clasp, I haven't really decided yet. I don't have anything else really that would go good with this small of a JPL. Got some others I'd use if I was using a beefier. But that would be the only ring that's not welded. The only breaking point in the chain, but it's still going to be a stainless steel ring. And it would definitely take some pressure to get it to come apart. But any of my stainless welded, I always like to tell them, be a little careful with this, because this ain't coming apart like your standard, you know, chain. And even some of the welded, you know, mass-produced chains that are out there are not all that great on the welding side either. And it's, you know, not necessarily stainless steel either. Most time it's a plated, some type of steel, you know. And machine welded, so not saying there's nothing wrong with machine welding, don't get me wrong there. We'll just, like I said, we'll just, yeah, that one didn't feel like it took. Normally I can feel the heat. Normally I can't really see anything because, like I said, I shut my eyes, so it's normally I can hear it and feel the heat of it because I'm kind of close to it. Like I said, I haven't even looked over at the screen to see if I'm in camera whenever I'm doing that or not. If I am, sorry. If I'm not, then good, right? Yeah? Okay, yeah. See, that's where I'd normally screw up, was putting it in where it looks like it should go. But in all reality, it's reversing the thread. It would be easier to go there. This is a pretty tight weave. It uses AR3. We're using, what are we using? 9/64, I believe, stainless steel. I got a bunch of it I made up. I don't even remember what I made it up for a while back. And ended up using some of it, but not nearly all of it. So I was like, well, what can we make with it? And I was like, well, JPL, I need to do several different weaves in stainless, so figured might as well start somewhere, and that's where I'm going to start. After I get done, it'll get thrown in the tumbler for... I don't know if I'm going to hold off on tumbling yet and do several pieces and tumble several at once. Or I might put it in there, but I mean, it normally tumbles for half day to a day. It depends on how it wants to do. The welds are fairly light. They're a little dirty. But I'll give it a quick brush down before I put it in the tumbler, and it'll clean up a lot of the little bit of gunk that's on it right now from doing the welding. But I love this little thing. I use it. I've done my wife's Sterling, or not Sterling. I always do fine silver for the wife. Fine silver is softer, but I do have Argenium coming. I'm going to try some of it, see how it works. The thing I didn't like about the Sterling, it was always tarnishing so darn quick. It drove me nuts. And with the fine silver, you still get it, but definitely not as much, and it is way, way brighter. I will say that. When it's cleaned up, fine silver is just wow. Now, I've never, like I said, I don't have any Argenium to compare that to. I'm just comparing the fine silver I've got and the sterling silver that I have gotten in the past, so... That's all I can judge by is by what I've had. I know, yeah, it's open far enough. Sometimes I'm not opening the ring far enough, but like it's a little booger to get through there. Sometimes you gotta get, if you get that right angle of the other rings, it'll go through without too much of a problem. But I like this feeling and this look better than. Do I have one of those out? I must have. Oh, there it is. I'll get it in a second here. I did some JPL3 for a custom order, and I did it a couple different ways. One, so I could add more to my stock, and two, so they could get a view of what it looked like differently. And so I still have one sitting here. I don't grab it. It was out of 3/16, and now it's aluminum, but it's so much thicker. I mean, it still looks good, and I like it, don't get me wrong. But this is so much nicer looking, and weight-wise, it's almost close to this already. And we, you know, it'll be a little heavier, but, you know, men might like it, women might like it, who knows, whoever likes it. The thing I do hate about being welded too, I'm going to make it to probably 7 3/4-ish. It's one that I can't necessarily adjust on site. I have thought about taking the welder with me, but that's just taking more stuff, man. I'm trying to downgrade some of my stuff here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. Okay. No, I didn't. Okay, where is it at? Sorry if I'm out of camera here. I needed that for half a second there. I thought I reversed it 2-3 rings back, and I was like, uh-oh. No. I mean, I'll lose a couple rings by having to cut them out, but... Oh, come on, man. Why? Won't you show me through? You're right there, dude. Like I said, sometimes it'll flop right on through. Other times you have to coax it. Other times, I've had to. What I'm going to do now is put it right in my face and make it fit. That's what I'm saying. Doing the stream, everything's a little further away, and you know. That's why it always takes a bit longer to stream and mail, for me anyway. Other people might not have that problem, but I'm so much faster when I'm not streaming. or jibber jabbering. I can be a little slow at events too when I'm jibber jabbering with people. Now I think I might want to, real quick, thought about it a little bit ago. But my little stand here is something I made for this machine. It came with this little black, weird little handle thing. I broke it. I think it was halfway broken when I got it. So I cut this out of acrylic on my laser, and it'd been working ever since. When I got the 80 watt, it come with a little pencil style yellow handle that was much sturdier, and I did like it better in a way. Mine came with a little base so you could put it and it could stand like this. I prefer it standing. But I dropped it one day. I didn't pick it up immediately, and I forgot, and then I stepped on it and crunched it. So then I had to start using this on the 80 watt, which it worked perfectly fine. Then the 80 watt, like I said, started having some power issues that I wanted more consistency out of it. So went back to the 50 watt, and I'm still using this. I've thought about redesigning it and cutting me out another one that would work better-ish. I put a little hole in it so I can grab it and hold it, but I want it to be movable, and I don't know, this is working. Why mess with it if it works, right? Kind of what I was thinking. Let's see here. It was there. There we go. Double, triple check the JPL. Come on. Every time it starts getting tough, that's why I kept looking at it closer, going, okay, make sure I didn't screw up anywhere. Because I have many times when I've screwed up I just didn't open that ring far enough. I started to tell that after a half second. I would sometimes get, an inch or two down the line before I realized that, oh, wow, I screwed up there. Now, when you're doing it out of aluminum and you can pull it apart, no biggie, and fix it, but you're not going to have that luxury with welded stainless. And this is one that you can kind of weld later. There are several weaves that I'll come back and weld it later after I've made it all. Some more so than others, but oh man, I got too close that time. But on occasion, I just, like on this one, like I said, I could do it either way. It is tougher the other way, but it's still doable. But since we're streaming, it was like, might as well just do it all at once. So, because I don't actually know. I think we tried to do welding on one stream, but I was having some issue. I can't remember what it was. Then the other time was my bracelet. I welded it afterwards, after we built it. So, I mean, it's has been kind of wonky, so I was like, I'm just going to do it tonight. If we have, we have. If we hadn't, we hadn't. Whatever. Like I said, sometimes we're just here to have fun and do some chain mailing, Sometimes we get people, sometimes we don't. It's all good. But if you do watch this later or anything, you can still give thumbs up, likes, and even shares at a later point. I would appreciate that. Sometimes right now I've been watching Big Bang Theory and Sheldon and his fun with flags. Sometimes I kind of think, I'm like fun with chainmail in a way. How many people actually come by and watch it, type thing. That one didn't hit. Okay. It was a little iffy at first, but it looks alright. And being such small rings, like I said, normally if I'm doing a bigger rings and doing like a wallet chain and I'm welding that up, it's normally a lot quicker. One, just because the rings are bigger. I mean, you're obviously going to go quicker that way. But, now, didn't we... Maybe that was one thing that we ended up trying to weld one night, and for some reason we didn't. Because I made up a couple wallet chains a while back. I mean, it's been a while now, probably a pretty good while. And I ended up having one. They were both the same weave, and one I welded, one I didn't. I wanted to show the price difference on them, comparable. So I kind of did it that way that time. Because, I mean, you're adding a lot of time in to do this. Because we'd be probably more than halfway through this bracelet if we weren't welding it. So there, right there. Did I not open it far enough again? Yeah, probably. That's my biggest problem with this right now, is never opening the ring quite far enough. You know, maybe it's because my phone always auto-corrects for anymore, to fur, F-I-R. Maybe it's because it heard me say fur for 4, and so my phone is listening to me and changing it. Weldy. Now I did also clean up my point on my tungsten rod today. I haven't done it in a while. I noticed it was like, wow, man, I've let that get pretty dulled down from all the welding before, so I was like, I might as well clean that up. So that did take me a little bit longer today to find everything to file that down. There's a few things I'm still trying to locate since the move in January. I know that's sad, but I've gotten so many other things going on that, you know. Yesterday I did get, it's still not done, wormhole cube. I got to the point where I had to redo some pictures, so I had to take it apart partially so I could get to a point to be able to show that picture. So that took a little extra time. I still don't even know if it's going to fully work. I mean, I still haven't just put it to the end and just done it, which I do need to do. And but I am to the point now. It is just finishing it up. Probably, I do need some more pictures, so I'd say probably another 2 hours of work. And if it all works out good and everything, then I can kind of start getting into the nitty-gritty of the writing of the tutorial. At the same time, though, I am going to be building another one out of blue anodized rings. I want to show that it can work in either, because the first one, like I said, was all anodized rings, but totally different build. I've changed up some things to make it hopefully easier. I think it will make it easier. Even though it'd be a large project, it's still several hours, and I think I figured it up roughly to be, what did I say, about 1,200 rings. So it's got some ring usage in it, but simple enough, I think. You know, there's a few things that weren't so simple on my original one that I changed up on this that is making it more difficult to finally finish it up, but I think it's just going to make it easier overall. So maybe, you know, people might want to tackle it a little more, knowing that it should be on the easy side of things. I did it again. Got too close. Trying. Normally I'm over the top of it more than I am right here. I want to get my, I bought some ceramic shielding, so what I want to really do, if I do anything to it, would make another one of this, same style, to go on the other side, and then I can mount the ceramic shield, and I can use it more for placement of ring instead of having to do what I'm doing now. I can rest the ring on the ceramic to do the welding part, and like I'm resting finger and plier on that to do it right now. So yeah, that was Tuesday. Did that. I did get a lot done inside yesterday. Really more so today, though. I did ever since the week before our event in Smithville, I let things slide quite a bit around the house. I was doing just the bare minimums to keep the house kind of moving, per se. And so I had a lot of catching up to do, and so I did tons of laundry yesterday. Got the kitchen pretty much away today. I got a little bit more left to do tonight with it, but then I can finally hopefully get into the living room. And I can't, well, I mean, I'm going to say, I'm hoping our next event will be Gladfest, which will be September 30th, October 1st, down here in Gladstone, Missouri. I don't have confirmation that I'm in yet, and I still need to finish off actually filling out the application. And so, I mean, I am a little ahead of myself, but I think I should be able to get in. You know, they do say they don't really limit the amount of the same type of people, but I doubt there's going to be maybe one or two other chain mailers, if that, there. I've still, me personally, at any event that I've gone to, have not had another chain mailer. There have been other jewelry people makers there, but not actually another chain mailer at any event that I've been to. Now, some of the chain makers, jewelry makers that were at some of these events knew some of the weaves. They've heard about enough chain mail to know that, but they weren't, you know, into weaving and doing that themselves, per se. But it's still interesting to talk to them, because you never know what you can learn from or get inspiration from. I think that's why, you know, sometimes those people get inspiration from chain mailers get inspiration from regular jewelry makers, you know, type thing. It all crosses around. That was a big one. Don't start acting up like my 80 amper. That was the problem. Like I said, it was not constant on its zappy. I want constant consistency in my zappy. Zappa zapparoo, zappa zapparoo. Where we at here? I know we haven't gotten a whole far into this, but like I said, this will just take longer. Anyway, I need to, I don't know if I can try to maybe do it side to side here. So this one should be it. Yeah. I can get more in the camera, I'm hoping here. I know everything's come closer to me just because it's easier to work when it's closer. Closer, closer. Say cheese. I will say Monday was a little bit of a different stream again. And we finally figured out there at the end of the stream I didn't eat. It took about a half an hour later I finally started coming out of my weirdness. Ate well today though. We went shopping. Got some food, so I'll feel good for a few days. This week will be good. Next week we'll see. Depends on how it goes during the week. But yeah, I'm hoping this Gladfest will be probably the biggest one that we've actually gone to event-wise too, where the expected most people. There's some that others, like I said, I want to get into, but they cost so much more. I'm just really afraid to get into them. You know, some events would just to get into it cost more than the most we've ever made at a booth day. You know, I mean, we don't do tremendously well, but we do pretty good. I mean, good enough that it keeps us going. So, I mean, if it didn't keep us going, would we keep doing it? I mean, well, at least I probably would want to, just because I like doing chainmail. Like I said, it's actually, you know, I've always kind of had that love for it for a long time. And you would think, I mean, we're 8 years into running the business side of it now and selling pieces, but, I'm not tired of it. I kind of enjoy it more and more the more I can do. The more the more I sell, the more stuff I can buy and try and do different things, which makes it, again, fun. So, it's kind of like, you know. Now, I'll probably, you know, I don't know how long I'll work on this tonight. Like I said, I know it's going to take a little while, so it's already kind of got that in the plan. No, not those two. Okay, those two. Like I said, I always still want to do that. And normally, when I'm going fast, I'll still screw up. I've got some square wire JPL over there I'm doing for another project that I've been working on that I should have got done a month ago. Nothing that needed to be done. It's not a project that I'm selling, but for another group I'm part of. And I didn't get it done in time, but I got it over there, and I had, roughly, I don't know, what did I have? Probably 4.5, 5 foot. And when I started really looking at it, I had to take it apart in 7 different places because I did the flipperoo. And so, yeah, I had to take it apart, fix it, put it back together, all that good fun stuff. That sounded light, but it made a pretty decent weld there, so I can't complain. Well, today is Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday, and we're going to work on the inlay again. I really getting a little upset with myself. It's still setting up here. I thought I'd have more time on it, but the wormhole cube is taking me a lot longer, and like I said, I want to get it released here before August is up for sure. I was hoping mid-August, but it's definitely taking me a bit longer than I had planned. So it's kind of throwing everything off. But hopefully I'm hoping to get in, hopefully at least an hour, if not 2 tomorrow beforehand. There is a couple other things I've got to take care of tomorrow morning. I can't do tonight. So that'll take a little bit of time, but after that point, I'm hoping it'll be good enough where I can get it going. Oh, my leg is getting tired sitting here like this. I can't put down my one leg off the shelf. It feels weird, and I feel like I'm all cockeyed. I don't know why. Alright, where are we at here? Under, over, under, over, under, under, over, under. Over. I passed this one twice now. I was like, that's not right, is it? Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Look again. Okay. Yeah, it was right, dummy. But yeah, I'll have to, maybe we'll pull this back out next Wednesday after it gets tumbled and everything, so we can show it off and get some pictures of it. Maybe I'll hold off on posting the pictures till after I show it off. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll just post pictures of it and call it good. That one got me a little bit. I more blinked instead of kept them closed, anticipating my button push, so I got a little bright on that one. Happen on occasion, but that's, my own doing, because I don't like wearing. If I have the glasses on, I constantly have to take them on and off to get into what I'm working on to make sure I'm doing it right. I got to take them off, but then put them back on to get lined up, but then I can't see through them to get lined up right. And so it's just a constant battle with them. Like I said, I normally do a pretty good job. There's the occasional. And that wasn't a full bore. I mean, it was, half bore opening, but that's what you do. You take the chances, I guess. This, a little more lenient on than it comes to some of the other things I do with the lasers and whatnot. Turn back this way a little bit. Hopefully I didn't move that too far up and we're not in picture anymore. Okay. Is it? Yeah, I think we're good there. It slides back on me a little bit after I'm playing around and weaving and moving and grabbing and twisting and all that good stuff. These two up behind that one. See, my fingers have gotten pretty grody from the soot from the welding. Like I said, that'll come all look all nice and clean once I get this thing put through the tumbler for a day, half a day. It just depends. Sometimes these are my own rings, so they're probably going to be a little quicker than it seems like if I get TRL's rings. They're so coated in oil, and sometimes they've sat around so long, it seems like it just takes forever to clean them. Those, I mean, these got a pretty clean, but they've been sitting around for a while too. I probably made these up at least a year ago. Like I said, I used some of them, but what I was working on, it wasn't for JPL either. I don't even remember what it was for now, but they just kind of sat there, so it's time to use them. Need some stainless, so I need to get me, I know Chain Reaction Canada, Wally over there, in his sample pack had some nice 12 gauge stuff. I only had it in 4 sizes. 2 of them I could use for sure, I think. That I would, now welding those would be a booger. It might take 4 welds to get a nice good weld on them, but I got some ideas I want to do with that, I think. So I'm working on putting together an order for over there. But I keep getting sidetracked with so many other things. Like I said, I don't think we were probably about an inch when we started. Where are we at? We're at 37 minutes. Yeah, we were definitely shorter than an inch when we started. We're up to 3 inches, so we're getting some done. Like I said, if we just had to weave it, it would be a lot quicker. We've done JPL on a stream before, and granted, stainless steel is going to take a little longer in and of itself because of it being stainless steel, obviously, but come on. Gotta hold that one ring just right, it seems like, and then it's fine. But if I let it too loose, it flops over and then it fights. The fight is on, and I don't want to fight my rings tonight. I just want them to go together nicely. Let's have a little, party and get it done. Now this won't ever be as bright as like fine silver, but it'll clean up pretty nice, and I like it. Can I easily? No. Oh, I don't know if I can get it off here real quick. Oh, there. The flat box weave, my bracelet. Should just put it on. I love this thing. I don't wear it all the time. It's not because it's heavy or bulky or anything. I've never been a big bracelet person, but I do enjoy when I have this thing on. It feels so good. And you can tell that this is the non-welded one, but it doesn't catch any hairs or anything. I love it. I want to make another one that's welded. What did I weld up? Oh, it was the flat box keychains that I was working on. That's what I welded up. That's right. I was like, man, what did I weld up that was flat box then? And I did those. I had 3 actual stainless steel keychains welded, made up, and totally forgot to take them to our past event. When I was setting up there at the event, I was going, you know what? I left those sitting on the bench. And they're on the bench, but now I do have them in a box to go over into normal stock. Have them sitting there ready to go. Through these. The dogs are barking. I think Buzz is in, isn't he? It's not in my chair, but he's had a little bug up his butt today. I don't know what it was with him today, but there we go. Jeez, right? Yeah, that's right. Not like he didn't want to be loved or anything. It was more like, it was like somebody, you know how you irritate a cat, you can poke at their back or butt area, leg, and they get annoyed and kind of jump away from you if you keep doing it. So I don't know if maybe had a bug on him or something, but something was driving him nuts, and he was just bouncing around, running everywhere, trying to make it stop, I guess. I'm not sure. I did it again. Let's see what happens when I do the other side. I got a little point on that I might have to file off. We'll see. Sometimes when you get the other side, yeah, it's not quite. I don't know if I can. Oh yeah, that was easy enough, I think. Yeah. I'll clean it up good enough for when it gets thrown in the tumbler will finish up the job. Oh, so yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, we'll do that. It's going to be kind of a warmer and warmer weekend, but there's nothing, I think there was something going on this weekend. I need to look back on my Facebook pages. I know my daughter was saying something about having a party for the grandkids. Right there. But I thought their birthdays were earlier in the year. I don't remember them being this time of the year, but I don't know. Like I said, so many years of band stuff, it's just, when I come to the family stuff, I'm being told, hey, there's a party, okay, point me to the door, whatever time, and we'll go, for the most part. Okay, I thought I forgot to weld the one right before that for some reason. Like, I didn't just forget that. I know I didn't do that, did I? I wasn't that stupid, was I? I have done that before, though. Actually, I did that on my wife's find. It was a European, or foreign one. Half Persian foreign one. And the fine silver, it looked really great. I welded them all up. And I had to repair it one time after I first gave it to her. She ended up breaking it. Well, not fully. It didn't like fall apart. It was still on her, but there was one ring I had forgot to weld, and that's the ring somehow she ended up pulling apart. She is awful when it comes to jewelry, but in a way I like it, because if I give her anything, I can find out the quirks of it by her trying it out, because if it her normal usage breaking, then I wouldn't consider that normal usage for other people, but she's kind of my tester. And then a lot of the things I do build for her, I just build beefier anyway, because, I know, everybody knows. The Muffin Man knows. Where are you at? Right there, alright. Flop back down. Did I do it again? Yeah, I did. I didn't open it up fur enough. But I guess we have missed our halfway point too. If I don't see any messages, hopefully I'm not missing any. But I do thank everybody that joins us now or watching us later. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, like, shares, all that good stuff out there. And I do appreciate it. I really, really do. If I didn't have fun, I mean, we don't always have people here all the time, but that's okay. I know people got their own thing going on, especially summertime, and now we got, back to school stuff's coming up for a lot of people, so I know there's going to be downtime. Sometimes we have more, other times we don't, but I'm here. Like I said, the big part of it was to let everybody know that I am still around when I'm not, because I wasn't making a whole lot of Facebook posts, so I often, wondered if people thought, well, is he still active because he hadn't made a post in 4 months? Yeah, I've been working. I'm still selling. I just like I said, I got tired of taking the same picture of the same weave over and over again and posting it. I mean, I'm having fun building them, don't get me wrong. And most time, I guess, when it is something like that, I normally do just take a lot of benchies. Not good pictures where they're set up to look good. But I still need a ton of those to do. Like I said, I've got some I need to do when for updating the website, and which will keep me a little bit busy. Alright, no, not there. Not there. See, I always end up passing it once. And that's when I don't do that, is when I screw it up. Oh, come on. Lock on down here, Mr. Ring. I know I opened you up far enough. I made sure that time. Like I said, I'm pushing the limits. 18 gauge is the most I'll use. Thickest I'll use for these pliers. When I go thicker, I have to use the bigger pliers. I need to get me a better set for thicker stuff. That's one reason why I don't do a whole lot of thicker stuff. Because I just don't have the... I have pliers that'll work. Like I said, it's more... I've gotten used to certain things doing certain ways, and I don't get that with those pliers, so... I just need to... I think it was Josh DeBerto. Oh man, what happened there? I don't know. I might have to cut that ring out. That's not looking pretty. Well, I cleaned it up pretty good then. Sometimes you can get a second weld in there if you go just right. Other times it won't work. You can blow it out. That one I got a little lucky with, I think. So after the first bit, anyway, I thought for sure I was probably gonna have to cut her out. 2 through and through. There's that one. We've passed you once, so it's right there. I can always tell when I come back around, going, okay, it's right there. It's always after this. Okay, that was the one I was just looking at, but for some reason, I decided I didn't want to do it. But this, like I said, I don't think I got anything going on this weekend, which could be a good thing. I currently don't have any more laser orders right now, which sucks in a way, but, you know, like I said, laser's always been a side thing, kind of. I enjoy it, but I spend 2 days, most time 3 days a week, working on laser anyway. And then, even though I do plan on laser days for Tuesday and Friday, I'd say good 75% of the time, I still spend some time doing chainmail on those days still, too. Be it if it's for an order, especially small orders. When I get a bracelet order or something like that, you know, something I can do real quick, I'll pretty much, you know, while I'm working on something, I'll put it off. Or if I'm doing laser stuff, especially if it's not a laser order, I can put it off, pump out the bracelet, and come back to doing the laser. And it's a lot nicer now with the new laser setup, having the cooler, because that was one of the problems when I got in laser before. It was like, I wanted to plan everything and just mass do it, because to keep the system cool, I had to use a bunch of ice packs. And so I could only go so far before all my ice packs were gone and stuff. So I took any time off. You know, I was like, if I want to take an hour break, okay, well, I just lost another 4 ice packs during that time. So now with the cooler, it's flip it on, let it go. So much nicer. Oh, it's so much nicer. Now, I've done still less one single things off. I still do try to plan on doing multiple things at one time. But it's more because I've had that habit for so long now. I mean, basically all of the time I've had my laser for the last 6-7 years. I guess it would have been 6 years ago, because I got my laser at the same time I got my trademark registration done or approved. So, yeah. And so I've kind of gotten to that habit through all those years like that. So it's hard habit to break in a way. I'm still finding myself wanting to plan out a bunch of stuff all at once and just go at it when I don't have to necessarily do that anymore. I did, on occasion, I'll throw up something. I'll be like, okay, I'll make a pretend order for myself going, okay, somebody wants this scales, they want laser etched with this, and how quickly can I do it? And I don't rush myself, but it's more, when I say how quickly can I do it, again, not to just try to go whole heart, how fast can I actually do it? It's more, what's my average time going to be? I'm going to do it like I normally would. I'm not going to rush. What would be my time? So I know if somebody puts in an order, I know, later on, okay, I know this is a 20-minute project. I know this is going to be an hour and 20-minute project type thing. That's more what I look at it for. Long pliers. I've got to do the other side of this one. Oh. I went to press the pedal and I pushed my pliers. I had my hand on the plier instead. I went to push it and it was like, hey, it didn't click, it didn't move. Oh, that's a pair of pliers, dummy. Kind of hard to activate the welder that way. Alright. Do those two. You got a little more confident on that one. I didn't have to flip it around. So where are we at here? Probably, I was going to say about 45, 50 maybe. And we're at 50, so. Man, pretty close. You got mustache hairs tickling my nose. I hate it when they curl up on you and do that. Say one thing I hate about having a beard. Still getting used to it though, in all reality. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Being that I've only had it for a year and a month or so now, I'm still trying to figure things out when it comes to that. I mean, so let's see, I probably only got, when I set up the welder, I put in a few rings, I probably maybe spent 20 minutes on it, so we're coming up on an hour, coming up on 4 inches, so that's not too bad. I don't necessarily have a time for welded JPL in this size, so I'll have to pull out my book actually too, and let's get up here in the camera. Pull out my notepad and write a time for welded stainless in this and get the size and a time and I'm working it, but I'm going to have to open it further, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah. Come on back out of there. Yeah, now I can see. Just not quite. And we're just, like I said, I always try to be careful. Never open my ring as far as I need to. There's no reason to overstress on the ring by opening it further than it's needed. So I do find myself more often than not putting I have to open them a little bit further. I don't quite open them far enough because I'm right on the verge of right where I want to be for the most part. Like I said, that time about went through, but I just needed literally like a 64th more inch and it would have been perfectly fine. So I mean, I'm always just right there. I'm about to forget to weld that one. I welded the one before. Yeah, okay. Make sure, about to try to push the pliers again. This will look pretty good when she's done. I mean, it'll be stainless. It's not like it can be pretty shiny, but I find many things to be a lot shinier than stainless steel most times. But I think whoever gets this will be happy with it. I do believe. At least I think I would be. Even though it is smaller, I think JPL 3 I think is fine for a man too. I kind of like it. I mean, I do like this flat one my flat. There we go. My flat box weave here. I've really enjoyed that ever since I've finally done it. I didn't think I would enjoy it so much, but I do. But this JPL is good, and I think in a heavy-duty metal like this, it'll be a lot better for a man that wants something small, but like I said, strong. As I'll warn them, be careful. It won't give like a normal bracelet. I keep getting a little too close there. I think I'm fine, but it's a lot, like I've said it 100 times, it's just easier when I'm doing it off stream because I'll have this thing right up under me and I'm looking straight down. Right now I'm more at like a 40-degree angle on it probably. If not, I about did it again. That would have been false, JPL. We don't want false. And there's nothing wrong with false JPL either. I've actually made it before and purposely did it false because it's similar, but it is different. But it was to me, okay, people say it's false. I get it. I understand it. I don't actually know if that's the name of it. Was it built that way and called that? Was it an accident and then somebody just decided to call it that? I don't know if there's an actual name for it. I think it still looks good. You just can't call it JPL. And so I might have to look that up. I've never actually wondered do they consider that weave to be considered as false JPL? Is that its name? It's something I'll have to find out. I don't have any more in stock right now, but I've built 2 of them before on purpose. I think that was probably one of the things that ended up helping me finally figure out what I'm doing now on where I need to. Now I could, if I would have laid this JPL down several years ago, there's no way I would have been able to pick it back up and start weaving again. I always had to have, normally when I'd stop weaving, it was always in my hand, never put it down. Always holding the ring a certain way. And then if I did need to put it down because I was taking a break or whatnot, I'd put something in there as a holder going, okay, this is where the next ring goes. Or I'd put a ring through it and not fully close it. And then I'd lay it down a certain way and always make sure I picked it up a certain way. I know it sounds kind of crazy if you're a chain mailer, but for some reason it was just always giving me the weird issues. So that was how I had to combat it. And I do think when I built the false JPL on purpose is what kind of helped with it. And again, I still do it on occasion, like I said, with the other one. But the more I built it, and I have actually done quite a bit of JPL here recently. And on aluminum, I had 3 custom bracelet orders of JPL. Well, actually 4. I had 3 that were normal that I didn't have to worry about. Then the 4th one actually made 5 because I made the extra one because I wanted to show them a different color combination. Plus, I just want to add it to my stock if they, whichever one they didn't choose. So we're coming up on our hour. Okay, it's still going. The audio is still working tonight. Like I said, some nights I have to tell it to keep going. Other nights it just do not like that ring. It looks like that might have been right at the end of a coil. Cut it and got a little lucky. I haven't actually cut up on any stainless in a while. I guess the thickest stuff I've done here recently would have been that bronze a while back. Done a lot of aluminum though since. I've done a ton. I'm probably going to need to do more because I'm going to probably put together kits for the wormhole cube out of bright aluminum. I'm only going to probably tentatively, I'm planning, okay. I thought about it, and I'm like, well, I don't want to make up a ton, especially if there's not going to be a ton of people that want it. So what do I want to do? I'm going to initially only make up 5. I mean, that sounds like a small amount, but I don't expect to sell that many of them, in all reality. I mean, I never plan on anything I do to sell a lot of. Sometimes it can throw you off. When the chain ends first came out, I had a lot more kit orders than I really thought I was going to have, and it threw me kind of off. But was it a fluke because of that? I don't know. I didn't want to go that first time. So now that with this one, do I want to hold off and not? So yeah, I've been debating back and forth quite a bit on it, on how I wanted to play on putting this. And then again, I keep, after I think about it for a while, I keep telling myself, stop thinking about it, because you haven't even got the thing done yet. I don't even know if it's going to work. Like I said, I hope, and it should, but sometimes things that should, sometimes don't. So I've already had that happen with this several times, so I'm just hoping this was the final. It's actually got one more rebuild in it than the... where are you at, man? Okay, right there. One more rebuild in it than the original. But again, the ring set, the big ring, outer ring was so different sized, it threw things off a lot right there that I needed to adjust to. And then I made some changes to the overall design. You can't see the necessary changes, but I didn't want to have too many contractions or expansions in it, because I know some people don't like those. I mean, you learn them, they're good to learn, but when I did a test between the two when I was redoing this, and I wasn't seeing enough of a difference that it made from doing either or, and I was like, well, why make it difficult? If I can make it easier, might as well just go ahead and make it easier. So it's kind of the way I went with it. We'll see if I don't know. Something else I need to do. I don't know if I'll get into that tonight. Depends on, I guess, how long this actually takes me. Could still hopefully maybe finish it tomorrow, but then if I do, then I wouldn't have as much time in the inlay. So yeah, I'll just have to pick something, I guess, go with it and hope. It's all I can pretty much do any day unless it's an order. That's why I kind of like days when it's order days. Like last Monday, not yet this week Monday, but the past after the event, and I was just, that whole day was nothing but just working orders all day. I didn't have to think about it, and it was actually kind of a nice feeling in a way, because it was like, here's what I need to build. This is the weave. This is what colors. Go at it. It was so just like, get to it, you know. Other days when I have to think about what I want to build, what colors do I want to make it, what weave do I want to do, when I have to make those decisions, it sucks. Unless it's something new or something, I'm trying something different or whatever. But most time it's always like, man, this sucks. I don't know what to do. So I really, really, really do enjoy orders. I know it's, I mean, I enjoy my R&D days when I can try to do something new, like with the wormhole cube when I came up with it and stuff. It's always good on those days too, but those days I'm not really making money. I know that sounds kind of bad, but I mean, I do this to make money. I mean, it is the living, so I do have to make that as kind of a priority to a degree. I mean, I would never want to be a millionaire, to be honest with you. I think that would be just weird and too much for me. You know how they always, I don't think I'd go crazy where, you know, a lot of people that have bad fortunes when they become rich because they were already doing something, you know, and having extra money would do that. There are probably some things I'd splurge on, but I think overall I've got a level enough head on me that it wouldn't be that big of a problem. But I wouldn't want to even have to deal with it, to be honest. I just live like I kind of am, you know. I just have fun. And would I like to have a bigger house? Yes. But am I happy with my house? Yes. So honestly, I'm to the point now, I don't know if I'd even want to bother moving. I think if I was able to make enough money to move, it'd have to be the perfect house in a way with proper working area for sheds, business, etc. That would be the only way that I would even think about it. And it's some of the things, it's like if I had the money, couldn't I just do that here, and why would I have to move? Part of it would be just because this is an olderish house in a way. It'd be nice to have something a little newer. But I like the yard that we have. It would be better if I could get it, properly taken care of and leveled out and drained properly. But I like the amount that we get compared to a lot of these houses you find nowadays. You get the ittiest bittiest yard. My daughter's house before they bought their new one. I mean, if I took giant steps from the side to the side of their backyard, I would say maybe 10 steps max. Taking big ones, not just normal walking ones, but take big giant ones. They couldn't fit the trampoline back there. We got a 13-foot trampoline, and I don't think it would have fit in the back of that yard. And it was square that way. The front yard was the same width, but, I mean, maybe an extra 10 feet. I mean, it was so tiny. And there's so many... Now, this was an older house, too, but when we were buying our house here, when we went looking, there were so many houses that had just such tiny little yards. In a way, granted, would have been nice now looking back, going, well, I could have mowed it real quick. I wouldn't need a riding mower. But you're just so close to everybody. I mean, I hate houses now that are so compact, right up next to each other. I want a little room. I'd honestly like to live in the country. We didn't. Okay, I already went over that. We didn't because, the wife was working. At the time in town, it wouldn't have been able to have been feasible. But I think we probably both would have enjoyed it in a way, a bit better being, out in the middle of nowhere. But, I mean, that's the other thing that it would take to move out of here. Would be able to, I wouldn't even mind just buying a piece of land and even putting up some type of small RV type of thing and build a small house over time. But I'm getting too old for that too, so that would be the only thing I'd like to have the money for, where I could have somebody come in and build it for me. But again, I wouldn't want no big house. I mean, people build these big giant houses with 4 or 5. I guess if you have a bigger family, 4 or 5 bedrooms makes sense. But we had 3 kids. But did I need any more than 3 bedrooms? No. Would have been good to have 4 in a way, yes. But eventually, I know they're going to grow and move. Once they're out, I don't want to live in some big giant where the wife and you share the bedroom. You got 3 other bedrooms that are doing nothing. One could be a craft room for the wife or something, I guess. Then you have a guest room, but to me, again, that I hate houses that have useless rooms or people. I get it. People like to have nice rooms. I used to. Well, I don't want to get into who it was. Anyway, they had a house that the living room, nobody ever sat in. It was like a staged room. It had perfect sofa. Everything was perfect in it. I mean, it was nice looking. No, immaculate. Don't get me wrong. It looked great. But you could never use it. You walked through it, and you had to walk a certain way in through the house, and you got, I guess it was about 5 foot worth of an area that had a mat you walked on, so you didn't mess up the little bit of carpet that you did cross to get through. And, so it was ever since then, and maybe that's what it was that set me to always think, if I have a useless room, what is the point? Now I still have my kids. I'm not, what do they call it when they move out and all that? They're still here, but eventually they will. And I just don't know if I necessarily need all that room. I think I could live, some ways I think I could live well in an RV and travel. Other things I don't think I'd like. I like to have tools and things that I can work on. And if you're in an RV, there are certain things you could, but you are going to be limited. But I'm also limited here with the space that we have, having no garage and stuff like that, on what I can actually do. So, but if it come down to it, I could figure out a way, I think, and be okay with it. like the daughter was saying, yeah, we'll put you in an old folks home when you get older. It's like, no, I'm going to live in an RV in the backyard of your house. I think I could do that. I think I might be alright with that. I know the wife at one point in time, we talked about it, how it'd be kind of cool to be able to travel and do all that. And would have been fun, just never really had the money, and neither of us never had the jobs that would give to that lifestyle per se. But then, you know, once we started getting older, you know, things started coming together as we got older. You know, it just took us an extra 15 years to get started than most people. You know, then it became maybe possible, but then, you know, the health issues now just would be impossible. So that's why vacations are kind of a pain in the butt anymore. Let's see where we at now. We're about 4.5. We're probably more up to 5 by the time I put on a clasp on it. So where we at? Oh, we're at an hour and 10 minutes. So we went a little bit over. Well, like I said, I always wanted to go to an hour and a half when I first started it. That's where I planned my time schedule. That's why we start kind of the half an hour to begin with. But then it became habit there for a while, taking off an hour because I had so much else going on. But tonight was a fairly easy night. Playing around doing some welding, so I knew it was going to take longer anyway. I probably got at least another, outside the stream, maybe another hour. I'll probably be able to finish it up easy. If we're already at 4.5, I don't need to go much of what we just built, and we built that. A lot of time I stopped, I talked. I should have been flipping over to the other camera so you could see me actually looking at the proper camera for once instead of the wrong camera, kinda. But anyway, we are going to close it up for tonight. I'm going to shut that down so I don't accidentally set off my welder. Tonight is Wednesday. I'm getting a little, not necessarily tired. I do need to eat. I took a quick Pop-Tart foodie break before I started stream tonight, so I'm kind of hungry. I should have ate something. Had a late lunch though, but I knew I should have, but I was so busy doing other things. But anyway, I do thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to give likes, thumbs up, shares, all that good stuff. Check us out every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. Like I said, even if you're watching this later, give those thumbs up, the likes anytime. The more I get those, the more people are going to show up on their walls and go, hey, I haven't seen his stuff in a while. That's what kind of happens sometimes. So, or check out the nights. Some people like coming in and just joining us on inlay nights. Some people like small project nights. So, check those out and all that. But we'll be back tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. again with the inlay. Hopefully we'll get a little more done before we get into the stream tomorrow night. Otherwise, hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.